Hi everybody, this is an orientation video just to get you up and running in our online MAT 1033 course. Obviously, as you're watching this or after you're finished, if you guys need to send me any questions, you can use this inbox feature over here. So that's a Canvas message, and then I'll get anything you send to me through that. And I just want to mention up front, because I always forget to mention it, the best way for me to contact you guys just as a class is through Canvas messages. I'll send you guys messages throughout the course, or also through announcements. So if you click on announcements, I've already posted one for you guys. So make sure you're checking those, because I'm not going to see you guys, 5 days a week. I'm not going to go to your house. That would be creepy. So this is the only way that I have to reach you. So if you guys aren't reading your Canvas messages or reading your announcements, then I have no way to communicate with you. So just remember to keep an eye on that throughout the course. All right, so the point of this video is just to walk you through some kind of features of the course, the schedule, the course requirements, make sure everybody's on the same page. So hopefully everything will play along. I'm in student view, so sometimes I click on stuff and it gets a little glitchy because I'm not a student. So hopefully it won't happen, but just to warn you, if that happens, that's pretty common. Okay, so when you guys first sign into Canvas, you'll see this Start Here module, and I would like you to start here. So I'm just going to kind of click through. I'm not going to read every word because you guys will do that, but I'm in the orientation page right now, and I'm still editing this a little bit. So you guys will read through this orientation page. Right here is where the link to this video will be posted, so you guys will do that later on. One thing I just want to reiterate here while I'm on this page is just make sure that you can handle the time commitment for this course. So usually, not in 100% of cases, but usually if a student doesn't pass this course or they're unsuccessful, it's not because math is hard, it's because managing your time is hard, self-discipline is hard. So all the time I see students where we get like 4 weeks into the class and they say, man, I've got 7 kids and I work 3 jobs, and I'm also studying to be a youth pastor or whatever. Like they're just way overbooked, and there's no way you can be successful in this course. So just make sure that you have time for it. A good way for me to think about it, and I hope it helps you guys down here under time commitment, is if we were meeting face to face in a 6-week course, we would be seeing each other for 10 hours per week. You would be like butts in seats in a classroom for 10 hours. And then on top of that, you guys would be doing homework, studying. So a good rule of thumb is this class is a new 20-hour per week job. If you think it would be insane with your current schedule to go get a part-time job where you're putting in 20 hours per week, then it's also insane to take this class. So just make sure you have time for this class. You shouldn't be taking 5-6-week classes during the same term. That's kind of cuckoo. So I just want to get you guys to be realistic about the time commitment. This class is totally doable. Just make sure that you have the time for it. Okay. I also want to mention here the drop date for the class is Saturday, July 3rd. A lot of times people sign up for this class, they think, oh, no big deal. And then they start getting into the assignments and they realize that it's more work than they can handle right now. So if you're in that boat, that's fine. Just make sure that you drop the course by Saturday, July 3rd. You get a tuition refund. The course doesn't appear on your transcript as an attempt. It's like it never occurred, it never existed. And then you can take the class again in the fall and start fresh. Also wanted to mention, and I recommend this for everybody really, everybody can and really should register for MyMathLab using the temporary access option. That gets you into MyMathLab, or MyLab Math technically, free for 14 days. So that way you can get in this work this week, you can start working on homework and quizzes, and then if you decide the course isn't for you, you literally don't lose a penny, you get your tuition back, and then you haven't spent any money on MyLab Math. If you decide to stay in the course, of course you'll pay for MyLab Math later, but that would come 14 days from now. So I really recommend doing that. Just test out the course, see if the pace is good for you. Okay, so this week, first week of the course, I've already got a due date for you guys on Wednesday. We hit the ground running in this course. So Wednesday, June 30th is your first big due date. So there are 6 tasks that I need you guys to complete. Some of them will take like 5 minutes. Some of them might take you 5 hours. So I'm looking at number 3, completing the assignments in module 1. So most of these are pretty quick, except for that number 3, you do have a bunch of homework and quiz assignments to complete for me by Wednesday. So I tried to include time commitments in all of these just at the top so you know what you're getting into and so you can budget your time accordingly. So first, you'll take and get 100% on the orientation quiz. It's here in Canvas. That's based on stuff that we cover in the syllabus. And let me pop over there for a second. So make sure that you read the syllabus. It's right here. You can click on it and open it up. And there's also an FAQs document, frequently asked questions. So a lot of the material will be in both of these and in this video. So there are lots of ways you can get the info to get 100% on this quiz. But you'll take this orientation quiz by Wednesday the 30th. You'll get 100% on it. If you don't get 100% on the first try, take it again. This should be really doable for you guys. You can retake it until you get 100%. Next up, step 2, enroll in the MyLab Math course. I would say this will take about 15 minutes. It could be a lot faster. If your computer's slow or glitchy, you never know, it could take longer. One thing that I do want to mention, this is a relatively new thing. Maybe it's been around for like 2 years. When you go to purchase access, if you're not doing the temporary access right away, when you go to purchase access, they'll give you the choice of 18-week access or 2-year access. I don't care which one you choose. So I kind of put the pros and cons of each one here. Obviously, 18 weeks will be cheaper than 2 years. It's entirely up to you which one you choose. So just read about those options if it helps you make up your mind. And also down here, once you get to the page that looks like this, at the bottom of the page, this is where they hide that temporary access link. So they make it a little hard to get, in my opinion, because they want your money. But the link is there, so just look at the bottom of the page. If you buy an access code at the bookstore, you click here. If you're using a credit card, you would click here. And I'm just hitting next to go through these tabs. So you at home will do a browser check on your laptop to make sure everything's all good. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to click next. And then you at home would click link to enroll in MyLab Math. So let me see if this works, even though I'm not a student. So you'll see this page. Of course, you will read every word there, as we always do. I'll accept. And then if you've used Pearson, any MyLab product before, which I have, you can type your username and password. And if not, you'll hit, create an account over here, but I'm going to sign in. And new. And this is where this is that payment screen. So I recommend getting access for 18 weeks. If you want the 2-year access, you can pay this higher price. If you bought your access at a bookstore, you can type in the access code here. And then down here is where that temporary access is. I'm not going to do this because I already have access, but I just wanted to show you guys what that page looks like. And then once you click next, your next task is to complete the first 4 Module 1 assignments in MyLab Math. This is the one that could be time consuming and will be time consuming. So it'll take, a few hours to complete all of this. So I'll take you to the assignments page in just a minute. Hopefully it'll take me in even though I'm a student, and if not, I've got a backup plan. So these first 3 homework assignments and then this first quiz will be due on Wednesday. You'll see these flags next to your assignments, which tell you that you need to complete this one first in order to work on this second assignment, in order to work on this next assignment. So you'll complete them sequentially in order. Homeworks, you need a minimum score of 85%. They're untimed. You have unlimited attempts at each question. Quizzes, like this guy, have a minimum score of 70%. They are timed at 30 minutes, but you have unlimited attempts to get to that 70% score. And when you click next, now that we've enrolled in MyLab Math, and this might not work for me because I'm a student, I'm an instructor, not a student. But when you click there, it should, oh good, it worked. It should take you into the assignments page. And I do want to point out, sometimes on different pages, maybe it'll just show homework, or it will just show the quizzes and tests. So just notice that you can toggle back and forth. I usually pick all assignments because then I see my entire list of what I have to do. All right, so these are the first 4 assignments, and you can see their due dates of June 30th over here. These prerequisite flags tell you what you need to do to unlock the next assignment. So when you click that link in MyLab Math, it'll take you directly into our course. All right, so you'll complete those 4 assignments. After that, next part of the required initial assignment, number 4, is you need to write a discussion post in Canvas, and make sure that you answer these 3 questions and that you also reply to at least one other student's post. I use these 3 questions. It's kind of an advising tool because I found in a lot of instances, unfortunately, that students just get bad advice. I don't know from where, but they do. And they end up enrolling in this class thinking that they need it, and then they don't. And then they've, wasted 6 weeks of their life, studying for this class, and then they don't need it for their next math class. So I just want to make sure you guys are in the right spot. I do want to mention that this class serves as a prerequisite for statistics, STA 2023, and college algebra, MAC 1105. If you are planning to take MGF 1106 or MGF 1107, and those are the only 2 math courses you need, get out of this class. You don't need it. You used to need it a few years ago. They dropped that prerequisite. So if you're taking either of these MGF classes, this class is not necessary as a prereq for either of those 2. Also for statistics, STA 2023, I just want to point out you can take MAT 1033 as a prerequisite, but there's another course, STA 1001, that you can also take in its place. So I just wanted to point that out. That's more, statistics based, not so algebra based. So some people really prefer that. So anyway, you guys are going to answer these 3 questions. You'll post that, and then you'll also reply to another student's post to get credit for this. Okay, next up, you'll send me, I'm your instructor, you'll send me a Canvas message with the required information. So make sure you read this first and let me know if you have any questions. But I just need you to copy this bolded text here, and then you'll click on inbox, send me a message through our course, and then I'll get it. So this is just me knowing that you know these course policies, these due dates, what's allowed. All right, and then finally, I want you guys all to take something called a MAT 1033 pretest. It sounds scarier than it is, and it really serves 2 functions. And I know it has test in the name. You'll get a score, but it's not a permanent part of your grade. It won't factor into your average. So if you score really high, it's not going to pull your grade up. If you score really low, it doesn't pull your grade down. So why are you taking it? Well, 2 things. One is I ask you guys to use what's called HonorLock, this proctoring system, and that's more of a test run for exams in the future that do count for credit. So one reason I like for you to take this pretest is it's kind of a practice run with HonorLock. And the second reason that you guys should take this pretest, besides the fact that I'm requiring you to, is it will give you information about your preparedness for the class. So all the content should be stuff that you've learned in previous math classes. If it's all looking really fuzzy and unfamiliar to you, that's a bad sign, and we could potentially move you into a different class before that drop date on July 3rd happens. Okay. I wrote out steps for using HonorLock, and the HonorLock button over here, it's over here on the left in this blue menu over here. If you click next, I also linked a video of one of the professors on the Venice campus who went through like a student and set up HonorLock himself, so that's really helpful. And then when you click next, you can load this pretest in a new window. It's asking you for a password. You will never see the password. The only way you'll get the password is by following the instructions in the video or what I wrote about going through HonorLock and getting ready to take that test. So make sure you go through HonorLock, you get set up in HonorLock, and then it will automatically populate that password and you can take the pretest. Okay. All right, so let me see. Okay, so cool. That takes us out of the Start Here tab. Let me see quickly. Also down here, obviously I'm here to help. You guys can send me messages, as I mentioned. Also, we can certainly do a video call. So there's a link in here. You would email me and we could set up a time that works for both of us. And then if you want to meet with me virtually, you can click here in this link. Also want to point out that STF offers free tutoring. So click here for more information on that. You can do virtual or in person. Link to the e-text and then some videos. So hopefully those help you out.